got my notebook at home. Just realizing. Shoot. Well, I think I can remember what this doctor told me. I have to angle the phone this way because it's plugged in. Because my battery's almost dead. So, and let me shut this because I'm sitting in a parking lot. I went to a rheumatologist today. And I think she kind of thought I was crazy a little bit. She didn't read my history either, but I think I need to streamline it a bit. I managed to not cry. I had a tear, starting 2 tears, and I sucked them back up. It's like, not today. So, I told her some of my autoimmune diseases that I was diagnosed with, but as soon as they ask who diagnosed you and you say a functional medicine doctor, then they dismiss it or pick and choose which ones they think they agree with, which is kind of annoying because the functional medicine doctor is the one that did like all the blood work and looks at my whole body, not just this part and GI and allergy and this part, whatever. So I told her some of my symptoms. I don't even really know what my appointment was for today, because I didn't look at the referral. I have like 2 or 3 other referrals in the works, I guess, for neurology and mental health, and maybe that's it. I can't remember. So, anyway, she said she thinks I have fibromyalgia, IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, and I'm hypermobile. She thinks I need a sleep apnea test because I told her I sleep great once I go to sleep, but I'm a night owl. I like to stay awake because it's quiet, and I read and I do whatever I want to do while nobody else is awake. So she thinks I might have sleep apnea, and my allergy medicine is helping my allergies. She thinks I have IBS and fibromyalgia, and I'm hypermobile. Which I am hypermobile. I just discovered that on my own the other day. I'm like trying to put all the puzzle pieces together because there are quite a few. And I think she thought that was pretty like interesting and off the wall that I just randomly bring it up, but I brought it up for a purpose. You see, there's a reason for my crazy. That crazy at least. So I still suspect that I have mast cell activation syndrome, and I was kind of thinking the IBS diagnosis might be kind of crazy. But I got to thinking about an article that I read a few days ago. It's like 4 days old, and I went to Facebook, and this little picture popped up that said IBS or BS, and I was like, ooh, let me read that. And so it talks about people can have IBS-like symptoms, but the trigger is a mast cell response in the intestines. And that makes total sense for me. It's like little light bulbs are like bing, 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 bing going off over my head. Because like I'll be fine. And then all of a sudden my guts hate me, and it's not good. But that's not my main symptom. Like I hardly ever have GI issues, but she really focused on the IBS part of it today, and I'm like, that's not my main issue. My main issue is my doggone brain. Like, I'm concerned about my brain. But neurology's coming up, I guess, so I'll go there and see what they say. The hypermobility thing, I just kind of thought everybody could do weird things with their hands. And I know my hips like pop or something, and like they just do weird things, and my knees like click or something when I bend them, and my thumb, like, look at this sucker, and it does this. Yeah, that's just been my life. Like, that's my finger that does that. My other one does it. My other finger, I don't know which one's a hitchhiker thumb. That's as far as it goes. And this one is like, I think this is a hitchhiker thumb. So with that being said, I'm hypermobile. Not that that isn't the only reason. Like, I can bend down and touch the floor. I never tried this before. Stand up straight and bend down and touch the floor, flat-handed, flat foot. Apparently you're not supposed to be able to do that. And I do like this. I'm going to unplug for a second. There's more. The hypermobile thumb, like, I just thought people could do that. And this thing, like, people apparently can't bend their fingers back like that. Can y'all do that? I don't know. I don't know. That's just how it is. And my elbow hyperextends, and my knees I think hyperextends, and my hips and my shoulders possibly, I think. So I kind of brought that up to her because I'm trying to keep an open mind. Hold on, I'm trying to fix my steering wheel also, and I got the heater on and I'm hot. I'm trying to keep an open mind, as in to, like, okay, tell me what you think it is and I'll listen to what you say. I told her I'm going to research. She suggested a bunch of other things. She's like, you could have blood work to test for other autoimmune diseases. She doesn't think I have these other autoimmune diseases. She thinks I have a gluten sensitivity or intolerance, which I agree. But she's like, you're already positive on the ANA, autoimmune antibodies or something. And it could mean that you have an autoimmune disease. It could mean you have antibodies against it, but it's not hurting your body, I think is what she said. I don't know. I was just kind of like staring. And she had an accent that was kind of hard to understand a little. So, there's that. But I'm like, okay, well, I'll look into the IBS thought. I'll look into fibromyalgia, whatever. And this weird hypomobile thing. Something else. I'm not interested in a sleep apnea test. I'm like, I sleep great. I just wake up not rested. So, what did I say? So I found an article. Did I say that part already? I don't know. I found an article. Oh, the one that says IBS or BS. And it talks about, it's like 4 days old, this study that they produced or whatever, wrote. And it talks about how they did these tests on mice. You'd have to read the article. I shared it on my page. Did this test on mice with egg whites, I think. And they did something, I don't remember. You have to read all that part. And then they introduced egg whites to the mouses, the stomach of the mouse, and it had like a histamine response, which is what I'm saying I have. It's like a major reaction to the gut sometimes. So it was like the body thought that the egg white was an intruder. So the histamine and other mediators like released with the mast cell issue and caused a major reaction for the mouse. So they did it in people, and the people with the IBS like symptoms had the reaction, and I think the healthy people did not. I think that's what it said. So I'm like, that makes sense, because I can be, there's different varieties. I can be riding in the car perfectly fine. Like, I went and I bought a smoothie and I took a sip and it was like fermented. And so within 3 minutes I had a raging migraine. It's just like fine, and then attack, like crazy attack mode. So that was like head attack. And then the other day I made some AIP tomato sauce. It was really good too, and I enjoyed it the first day. And I put it in a Ziploc bag into the freezer, but it didn't freeze. And so I ate it the next day, just heated it up. And then, I snore. And I sleep with my mouth open too. It's probably a sight. So I ate the AIP sauce, and because it didn't freeze all the way, my assumption is that it had histamine buildup. I ate it, and it was horrible. Within minutes, I was like about to die. I was hurting so bad. My stomach, I gained 6 pounds of bloat. I looked like I was pregnant with the second baby, like 7 months pregnant with the second. You know how you just get bigger faster? I was like, whoa. It was horrible. It was like an exorcism. So that, I would assume, would be like this IBS type of histamine symptom / response with the mast cells like hating whatever I put into my guts. And the hypermobility thing. Let me see. So I have this handy dandy book. I'm like researching in my little book. This one. It's by one of the leading experts in mast cell activation syndrome. So my functional medicine doctor thinks along the same lines as me. She's like, I think you have mold exposure that is causing, or toxicity, mycotoxins from mold, which is causing mast cells to activate. And I'm like, I think you're on it. But if I talk to the regular doctors about it, that my functional medicine doctor thinks XYZ, they're like, psh, they don't want to hear anything about it. So I'm reading this book because I'm like, let me see what it says. Because I've already read through most of this and I have a bunch of this stuff highlighted. But I skipped over this, ouch, you saw that? Fibromyalgia part. Because I didn't think I have fibromyalgia, but it says it's a common diagnosis that doctors give mast cell activation patients. It's one that's frequently acquired at some point along their diagnostic path. And it also talks about this connective tissue disorder, hypermobility. There are several different types. There's a lot of, and how you can hurt so randomly. It's like my left third knuckle hurts. My right knee hurts the next day. Like right now, my left knee is hurting me. It's just crazy. There's no like rhyme or reason to the madness. Sometimes it'll be my left shin is itching and my right elbow hurts. It's foolishness, really. But I mean, what am I supposed to do about it? So there's that. I'm just reading and doing my own research, and talking to doctors. And I guess I'm like, I don't even know why I'm here today, but here I am. So here's my life. Let me tell you all about it. And then I'll have a neurology appointment at some point and see what they say about my brain, which is my main concern, and mental health, which I don't know what they'll say. Who knows? So that was so I wasn't totally discouraged today. Hello. I wasn't totally discouraged. At first I was kind of like, this is a lot of crazy. But I'm not discouraged because I feel like more pieces of the puzzle are being put together. Certain things are being ruled out. And I'm kind of on my way to, I'm already like treating what I think it is anyway. Sort of, kind of. I think I need to tweak something. And I think, like, I do not understand how I can be taking 30 milligrams of Claritin 2 times a day and 40 milligrams of Pepsid 2 times a day and 10 milligrams of Singular at night and quercetin and stinging nettles all throughout the day, and I still have like congestion and runny, drainy, yucky, and like fluid right here, like something. I mean, it's dried up a lot, but it's still not done. But I don't want to add more Claritin, so I need to talk to one of my doctors and figure out what in the world, like if I should take less dosage, more like 3 times a day, or if I need to just try to switch, because the first couple of days it was great. I was like, I could breathe, it was quiet, and right now it's not quiet because I have like stuff, but I need to figure that part out, or something else needs to be added to kind of add a little boost. It's really all you can do for mast cell anyway, and like avoid triggers, which I'm trying to avoid triggers, but sometimes I don't know what they are to avoid them. That's all, I think. Yep. That's all I remember, at least, and I don't have my notebook. So I'm going to be reading some more of this book, and probably that toxic book, and whatever other books I could get my hands on, and read some more about this IBS mast cell something research stuff that's popping up, because perhaps I've seen it and they haven't. I don't know. And I'm going to streamline, I think I'm going to streamline my history from like 9 pages, more condensed and more like bam, 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 bam. Maybe I'll have a longer version should they care to look at that. I don't know, I'm still deciding about that. That's all. Okay, well, I gotta get home and like do stuff. Okay. Have a great day. Bye. Thanks for your prayers too.